Godsmack is an American alternative metal band from Lawrence, Massachusetts, formed in 1995. The band is composed of founder, frontman and songwriter Sully Erna, guitarist Tony Rombola, bassist Robbie Merrill, and drummer Shannon Larkin. Since its formation, Godsmack has released 6 studio albums, 1 EP, 4 DVDs, 1 compilation album, and 1 live album. The band has had 3 consecutive #1 albums on the Billboard 200. The band also has 20 top 10 rock radio hits, including 15 songs in the top 5, a record number of top 10 singles by a rock artist. Since its inception, Godsmack has toured on more than one occasion, and has toured with many other large tours and festivals, including supporting its albums with its own arena tours. Godsmack has sold over 20 million records in just over a decade. In honor of the band's success and the release of their 6th studio album, 1000 Horsepower, Mayor Marty Walsh has declared August 6 as Godsmack Day in the city of Boston. History, formation, all wound up. In February 1995, Sully Erna decided to start a new band as the lead singer after playing the drums for more than 23 years, including more than 2 years in the now-defunct band Strip Mind. His new band, The Scam, formed with Erna on vocals, Robbie Merrill on bass, local guitarist and friend Lee Richards on guitar, and Tommy Stewart on drums. The Scam quickly changed its name to Godsmack, after recording 1 demo. The newly formed band started playing small bars in their hometown of Boston. Locally popular songs such as Keep Away, and Whatever soon brought them to the top of the hit charts in the Boston-New England area. The band's name, according to Merrill in the Smack This! DVD, was taken from the Alice in Chains song Godsmack. However, Erna stated in a 1999 interview, "I was making fun of somebody who had a cold sore on his lip and the next day I had one myself and somebody said, 'It looks like God smacked your face for making fun.' The name stuck and they went by Godsmack from then on. We were aware of the Alice in Chains song but didn't really think much about it." In 1996, Tony Rombola and Joe Darko joined Godsmack as the guitarist and drummer, after Richards had left upon learning he had a 6-year-old child and Stewart had left due to personal differences. In the same year, the band entered the studio for the first time, recording its first CD titled All Wound Up. The CD was recorded in just 3 days for $2,600. For the next 2 years, the band played throughout the Boston area. Eventually Godsmack's CD landed in the hands of Rocco, the nighttime DJ for Boston radio station WAAF. The radio station put Keep Away into heavy rotation and the song rose to the #1 spot at the station very quickly. Newbury Comics, a New England record store chain, agreed to sell the CD on consignment. Shortly after the success of Keep Away, Godsmack went back into the studio and recorded a single titled, Whatever, which became the new local favorite on WAAF. In an interview Sully Erna stated, "We had been selling maybe 50 copies a month at the time WAAF picked up the album. All of a sudden we started moving over 1,000 records a week. I was doing all this from my bedroom. After years of grinding away, things finally started taking off." Godsmack. In mid-1998, Universal Republic Records signed the band to their label. Joe Darko was dismissed from the band. He was replaced by former drummer Tommy Stewart, who returned after expressing a desire to be in the band again. The band's first studio recording All Wound Up was remastered, and the finished self-titled debut CD album Godsmack was released to the public 6 weeks later. This led to the band's first headlining tour, the Godsmack Tour with Jim Rose Circus as the opening act. After the album's release the band went on the street playing club shows as well as playing at Ozzfest and Woodstock '99. This was followed by a tour in Europe supporting Black Sabbath. Roxanne Blanford from AllMusic gave the album 3 out of 5 stars, stating, "Godsmack confidently brought metal into the technological age." The album entered the Billboard 200 at number 22, and was certified 4X Platinum by the RIAA in 2001 after being initially certified Gold in 1999. The album sold well despite being initially pulled from the shelves in some stores due to concerns over some of its lyrical content. The band and its record label later added a parental advisory sticker to the album, and some stores ordered amended copies of the album. Erna commented in Rolling Stone magazine stating, "Our record has been in the marketplace for more than a year now without a parental advisory sticker, and this is the one and only complainter. Stickers and lyrics are by nature subjective here. We have decided to put a sticker on the record." This controversy did not appear to adversely affect album sales but, according to Erna, helped. "It's almost taunting kids to go out and get the record to see what we're saying on it." The album also had 4 successful singles which were, "Whatever," "Keep Away," "Voodoo," and "Bad Religion." Awake. In 2000, Godsmack returned to the studio after the multi-platinum success of Godsmack to start recording Awake. The album was released on October 31, 2000. The album debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200, and has been certified 2x platinum by the RIAA. Vampires, a song on the album, also earned the band a Grammy nomination for Best Rock Instrumental Performance in 2002. With the release of Awake, Godsmack toured Europe supporting Limp Bizkit. Erna said at the time, "We've been touring non-stop since August 1998. So most of Awake was written on tour while we were ping-ponging between America and Europe, building up the band. Ozzfest was actually the only big tour where we rode under someone else's wings. We did a lot of work on our own." The band played Ozzfest in 2000 again as they had in 1999. 2 of the songs on the album were used in United States Navy commercials as background music. Erna stated, "Someone in the military is a fan, and they asked if they could use the music, and we accepted." However, Erna insisted in an interview that Godsmack does not support any war. In 2002, Erna was asked to write and perform a song for the soundtrack to The Scorpion King. The motion picture was the third in the Mummy saga, and was a spin-off prequel of the Mummy series. The song Godsmack wrote and performed was titled I Stand Alone, and became the #1 single at rock radio and the most played active rock song in 2002 for 14 weeks straight. It was also used in the game Prince of Persia: Warrior Within. Faceless and the Other Side, with Shannon Larkin replacing Tommy Stewart, who left due to personal differences for the second time. Godsmack went back into the studio to record a new album that was released in 2003. Faceless debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200. Selling 269,000 copies in its first week, and the album would go on to sell over 1 million copies in the United States. Faceless managed to beat West Coast nu metal band Linkin Park, with the release of their second studio album Meteora, which dropped to #2 on the Billboard 200. Faceless also debuted at #9 on the top Canadian albums and at #1 on the top Internet albums and remained at that position for 2 weeks. A massive tour of America and Europe supporting Metallica followed. The lead single Straight Out of Line received a Grammy Award nomination for Best Hard Rock Performance. The award went to Evanescence's single Bring Me to Life. The album got its name after a swimming pool incident. However, in a later interview Merrill stated otherwise, making it unclear of how the album's title came to be. "It came from the band's feeling that, despite our radio and sales success, we still flew a bit under the radar." On March 16, 2004 The Other Side, an acoustic EP, was released. The album debuted at #5 on the Billboard 200. This is a relatively high position for an acoustic EP. It included several previously released songs re-recorded as acoustic versions, as well as 3 new acoustic tracks. One new song, Touche Copyright, featured Godsmack's first guitar player, Lee Richards, as well as John Cosco, who were at the time in the now-defunct band Dropbox. The other 2 new acoustic tracks were Running Blind and Voices. The song Asleep is actually an acoustic version of Awake from the band's second album Awake. Godsmack shifted from its heavy sound to a more mellow acoustic sound on this EP in the same manner Alice in Chains did in the Sap and Jar of Flies EPs, one of many similarities to Alice in Chains for which the band has been criticized. In 2004, Godsmack opened for Metallica's Madly in Anger with the World Tour, and headlined the tour along with Dropbox. Afterwards, In autumn 2004, the band played several acoustic shows to promote The Other Side, while at the same time continuing to open for Metallica. 4 and 10 Years of Godsmack. On April 25, 2006, Godsmack released its fourth studio album simply titled 4, followed by a tour that would continue until August 2007, titled The 4 Tour. The album was produced by Erna and engineered by the well-known producer and engineer Andy Johns, known for engineering Led Zeppelin's Led Zeppeliner 4. The first single from the album, Speak, was released on February 14, 2006. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, selling 211,000 copies in its first week. 4 has since been certified gold. The band had written over 40 songs for the album, but the final track listing had 11 tracks. Larkin commented, "It's Sully's band and his vision. When it comes time to pick the songs, it's all Sully." The album's minimalist name 4 derives not only from its being the band's fourth studio album, but also from a running piece of backstage humor, as related by Larkin and Erna in an interview. To celebrate 10 years as a band, Godsmack released a greatest hits album entitled Good Times, Bad Times. 10 Years of Godsmack on December 4, 2007. The album debuted at number 35 on the Billboard 200, selling 40,000 copies in the first week of release. It includes a cover of the Led Zeppelin song Good Times Bad Times, as well as a DVD of Godsmack's acoustic performance in Las Vegas at House of Blues. The album was originally intended to be a boxed set, but the band scrapped the plans so they could release a best-of album. Godsmack will follow the release of the album with an acoustic tour. Despite rumors of the band going on hiatus as a result of releasing a greatest hits album, Erna was quoted as saying, "We're not going away. We are just gonna take a break and enjoy our 10th year anniversary and kind of recharge our batteries. And then Godsmack will be back, and we will come back bigger and badder than ever." The Oracle. In November 2008, Larkin announced that the band would be reforming and recording a new album. The following summer, the band toured as support to Ma Paragraphedly Kra 1/4 Kra 1/4 Fest 2 tour and released a non-album single, Whiskey Hangover. After the tour, Godsmack started production for their new album. The album, titled The Oracle, was released on May 4, 2010. Arriving to popular reception, The Oracle is Godsmack's third straight full-length studio album to debut at No. 1 with 117,000 sold in the first week of release. Erna had this to say about the early sound album, "It's gonna be really heavy. I mean, it's very aggressive. I'm not really sure. It's very premature right now. Right now we just finished one track for the Kra 1/4 Fest this summer. But as far as the whole record goes, I think it's going to be a lot more in your face. I don't think there's going to be any voodoos or serenities on this one. We decided to go balls out." Godsmack headlined the 4th annual Mayhem Festival alongside Disturbed. The band entered the studio in January 2012 to mix a live album plus record several covers for an upcoming release. The band then went on tour in the spring with Stained. Godsmack has completed work on an EP of cover songs. Godsmack released their new live album Live and Inspired on May 15, 2012. The set included a bonus EP of cover tracks. In January 2013, Erna announced a short solo tour through America. In February, Sully said in an interview that Godsmack would take a break during 2013. "We are going to take some time away now because we just ran for 2 years," he said in an interview with Loudwire. 1000 Horsepower. In February 2014, Erna tweeted that the band has made progress in the songwriting process for its next studio album, tentatively scheduled for late 2014 release. He also mentioned that the band finished 11 songs for the new record in 2 weeks. In April, the band announced that they have recorded 15 songs, 10 of which will make the final cut. In May, Erna announced that the album is titled 1000 Horsepower. The album's title track was released as a single the following month. The album was released on August 5, 2014. Influences and style. The band's primary influences include Aerosmith, Alice in Chains, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Metallica, Pantera, and Rush. According to Erna, Larkin, and Rombola. Erna has cited Lane Staley as his primary influence. The overall sound of the band's first two albums sounds similar to the sound of the Alice in Chains album Dirt. More recently, Godsmack has attempted to distance themselves from the Alice in Chains comparison, with Erna stating in an interview with Matt Asher, "I've just never really heard that in our music." Godsmack also covered Thunder Kiss 65, showing influence from White Zombie. The band's music is often compared to Alice in Chains, which the band cites as an influence. Adrian Begrand of PopMatters states, "Erna perfectly mimics the late Lane Staley's low, guttural, sinister singing and snarly, metal-inspired growls." Erna's vocals also seem to be reminiscent of Metallica's James Hetfield, and the band's music is a faithful retread of Jerry Cantrell's churning, tuned-down hard rock. Catherine Turman of Amazon.com states the band is dark, swelling, commanding music. She also commented on the band's third album Faceless, which mixes arena rock in the vein of an Alice in Chains, riff-heavy, layered tunes and sharp, confident bridge-burning lyrics. Erna's singing style has been stated as the snarl of James Hetfield, and composed of dark harmony that sounds a lot like Alice in Chains. Merrill's bass style has been described as bulldozer bottom with occasional slap bass reverb. Larkin's drumming is thought to worship at the twin altars of Neil Peart and John Bonham. And Rombola's guitar playing style has been praised as guitars that sound like percussion instruments. Band members. Current members: Sully Erna, Euro-led vocals, rhythm guitar, keyboards, harmonica, drums, percussion; Robbie Merrill, a Euro bass guitar; Tony Rombola, a Euro-led guitar, backing vocals; Shannon Larkin, a Euro drums, percussion. Former members: Lee Richards, a Euro-led guitar; Tommy Stewart, a Euro drums, percussion; Joe Darko, a Euro drums, percussion. Discography: Godsmack, Awake, Faceless 4, The Oracle, 1000 Horsepower. Awards and nominations: Grammy Awards, Billboard Awards. See also, List of artists who reached number 1 on the U.S. mainstream rock chart. References. External links: Official website, Godsmack at Billboard.com, Brazil fan site official.